Matchmaking happened. And this is a Smurf who also happens to be a master on their main account. 10 masters in one match. Awesome! Isn't it lovely to see all 10 players knowing what they're doing? Oh, such a good loadout. Bro, the good loadout on Genos. Yes, a good loadout on Terminus. Yes, a really good loadout on Zin. Yes, a very good loadout card being played on the good talent as an off support as Corvus. Yes, so many good things. So many good things. Bazaar, supports Fortress Breaker. Good loadout. Look at this. Brawl 5, Indomitable 4, and cooldown on your shield. Well, that's a really, really good loadout and choice here, especially in this high elo match. The damage from BK is gonna be mitigated by the shield. The shield is gonna make them create more space for themselves and the team. And then you've got Swift Spirits on Malzamba, which will greatly help Leon, mostly Leon, as well as the other members of the team. You've also got Buck playing a loadout that actually doesn't make him useless late game once Cauterize 3 exists. So basically, he would use his sustain anyways because he's only fighting against Cauterize 2 most of the time anyways. This card does affect his own self-healing. And Leon, seeing that she has Malzamba, is playing a speed build, which will help her out. Well, we already know that the outcome is gonna be in this team's favor, but it doesn't matter. Enjoy this great match. Welcome to our fake PPC match, where we have 5 masters versus 5 masters. Now Buck is a Smurf, so don't mind his level. Notice how Corvus is gonna be using the cooldown reduction when you heal an already marked ally. And he's going to be dismounting Ashe since he sees her coming from the left. After that, she's gonna keep on going behind them and she's dashing towards the enemy backline. She's trying to fight Genos because she wants to get rid of BK's extra damage. She deals 1k damage per sticky because Genos buffs him. She does get the trade and that's good, and Buck finishes off BK in time. Now, Terminus is trying his best to keep Corvus alive. That's why he went off the point, and you have to do this at all times. It doesn't matter if the enemy captures for 99% and you do get the retake. Don't let your support die and thus die after them immediately. Okay, Inara's wall was really good there, and Zin already has his ultimate 1 minute 40 seconds into the match. Is he gonna use it? Yep, he's gonna use it. And then Ashe is going to try to escape, but Genos just in time grabs her. Now if Genos grabbed her during Zin's ult, she would have been saved. Because 1, he didn't cancel her ability, and 2, actually the grip cancels Zin's ultimate. Don't do that to your Zin. Okay, so he lands a shot by mistake and then notices, oh, I did hit him, let's go back. And Terminus helps on the right side. Now they are zoning the enemy and the situation has flipped to their favor. Now they see everyone on the left and probably they are called out. Oh, let's go left. Buck is in the enemy backline, in his enemy's backline. Inara's ultimate probably got Genos killed right there, and BK is ulting just to get rid of Buck because you want to not have an enemy flanker in your backline. Now Zin is charging his ultimate against Inara and trying to get the capture at the same time. Ashe again going behind, but this is a bad move. You just dashed behind the enemy backlines while BK was looking at you. So she's gonna melt away. If she had 1 more ammo, she would have killed, Corvus herself. But Leon gets the kill anyways. And what was Malzamba doing on the point? You don't want your support to ever be the person getting the overtime, especially if it's a solo support. And of course, Buck versus Terminus. Of course, Terminus is gonna be the winner of that. Okay, Terminus jumps. He almost lost the point to overtime. If the match had gone for any longer, he would have lost it. And then ults again. The point didn't even get captured and he ults again. Now look at that ghost. It disappeared. He is healing Inara, but is he healing her through the wall? There's an inconsistent bug where it sometimes happens and it sometimes don't. Doesn't. Well, most of the time it won't be healing them through. And the position on Zamba was very, very long. He's always supposed to keep the high ground since he needs line of sight. Now Ashe is ulting, she lands right on top of Corvus and Terminus, but BK gets away with his Poppy Bomb, so she's not able to confirm any kills because no one is looking at her stun targets. Why do people leave their off-tank alone? That's something that mystifies me at all elo levels. Now, Terminus does ult, and BK does get a double kill out of this whole bad positioning fiasco. And then he almost gets a triple kill. He uses the Poppy to go left so that he can actually walk around the wall, and the stun from Zin's ultimate helps him get that kill. Now, they will be poking for as much damage as they can from safety while their payload is getting pushed. They hear Buck coming from the right side, so Zin's gonna be pushing Buck away. Of course, Buck immediately escapes because you don't want to take 2v1s, and that was not Zin alone. The ultimate from BK gets blocked by Inara's Mother's Grace, and then she ults back. But look at that sustain! Full HP! Okay, he's now losing HP, and then full HP again. Full HP nearly all the time on BK. Literally. Okay, he didn't die, I just moved the camera back. I'm trying to show you the entire situation right here. Notice how Terminus isn't getting help from anyone behind him. He rotated around just to see if anyone was behind. And he does get a kill eventually. But the entire team is trying to get rid of Ashe, who just ulted 3 of them, and no one was there to help Ashe again. Why do people leave their off-tank alone? Now Zin has another ult. He didn't really need it, but he did it anyway. And then a grip from Genos helps kill Buck anyways. Now notice Leon's positioning. She's going to stay at the furthest possible point, meaning that she does have a lot of fall off, but she's not going to be consistently getting hit by the enemy. The only projectile that they have that can land on her is the third shot from Zin's combo. Now Genos died, so Corvus is the only one sustaining the team. He's not poking for any damage on Ashe, which I think was a kind of a mistake. He's trying to sustain the two DPS champions, BK and Zen, while using the mark on Terminus to sustain him, but that's not gonna work. Genos is still dead and nowhere nearby to be helping. And then Terminus died, and the push failed. Okay, let's take a look at the numbers right now, since we have some time between, until the point spawns. So, damage dealt, Zin did a little bit more damage than BK because he was mostly fighting off against Buck, Ashe, and Inara. So, of course he's gonna have a lot more damage, given that his targets were, well, tanks, most of the time. Even Buck is considered as an off-tank by most of the community members. Okay, so what about the kills? I mean, Leon didn't die, but she didn't get many kills, but still she did good amounts of damage. Well, still, it's a one-sided match, don't you think? You think that Maldamba was the wrong pick here? Because I do think so myself. Now notice that they are going all mid, except for maybe one of them. The thing is, if you went and stacked up on Bazaar up against this enemy composition, you've got Damba's Spear, you've got Inara's Stun, you've got Ashe's Stun on the ultimate, those would have gotten your team wiped and then you would have been zoned. So you don't want to go neither right or left. Go mid and split up from there or group up from there. Now, the bad positioning right here and the grip helps kill Puck. You don't really want to be flanking with Buck. You want to be holding off lanes and following your off tank if you have one. You don't want to be working 1 versus 9 all the time. Notice how the situation has turned into a zoning situation. Terminus does spot someone on the left and tries to dismount them, and then calls out for help from BK, which does come in time. Now Zin has ulted Buck, because why not? Okay, now BK is dead. Ashe ults. He didn't get the counter on her, but still he's gonna use Below to get away, unscathed. Full HP again. And he's fighting the tanks again. Of course he's not gonna be shooting Ashe because since she's damage immune, you don't actually build up ult on her, so don't bother shooting Ashe in her damage immune state. You don't build up ult charge. He's trying his best to stay in a good position, and that's not by, throwing himself up all the way to the enemy's face. BK's stun did get him that kill, and Inara is gonna be dead because she's not getting healed. Damba's positioning is really weird. Why is he in the back all that way back? Like, maybe he was dead and didn't respawn, but really, that positioning wasn't all that good. Now, Buck, why did he go all in? That reset from Zin killing you got him away. It's full HP. And then he escapes using his ultimate and has 30% charge back because he didn't use it on someone. And then Ashe goes ahead and tries to finish off Corvus, who immediately gets full HP because BK detonated a sticky on someone. And the lifesteal does happen to, be given to Corvus. Now, Leon is feeding the Siphon, but she has no say in that because it's auto-aimed. Okay, he hugs Ash for the damage, blocks off her 600 from her dash, and gets her killed that way. He gets to know that Duck is behind them, Corvus calls him out probably, and then Buck is in another 1 versus 2 situation, something that you would never ever want to do as Buck. Now Leon again is in her favorite spot. He's gonna ult Ash this time because he knows that she was the reason, and another ult, double ulted, She was the reason that they failed on the first push. Now they've gotten the push this time around. Alright, let's look at the numbers again. And of course, the blue team has a lot of credits, so they are buying resilience already. Because they are afraid of the triple stun possibility of Inara, then Ash, then Damba. Or in any order, doesn't really matter. And kill-wise, of course, the blue team has way more because they have a lot more damage thanks to Genos. Now, look at the damage numbers. Still, Zen is a little bit in the lead right here. He can hit multiple targets just like DK can. He's just getting better positioning. And look at Damba's healing. Less than Corvus so far. Even though Corvus is in a double support composition. Well, anyways, here goes Zen fighting off against Ash again. She dashes away just to stay alive because the positioning wasn't really all that good. But look at this positioning right now. She's gonna be able to follow Genos all the way back. But since he disappeared from her line of sight and reigned, she leaves him alone. Now, Buck did get the damage from that ultimate, but his DR did help him survive that. And Ash goes in for the kill. And then she's going to ult and bonk her head on that tiny, tiny corner. If she didn't hit this corner, she would have been dead. And they would have been at a loss in this situation, probably. Well, not really, since the enemy, Terminus should have really gotten himself killed faster. He didn't need to stagger and use the Siphon. If he had respawned earlier, maybe they weren't gonna go into overtime on this round. Now look at Damba's heals. Just watch. Finally! And guess who died in that time? This is why I don't like skill-based support. Even though that this is a master, you will always find yourself in positions like this one. And look at that dash right now. That was a wrong dash to use. You don't want to fight DK at close range as Leon. Okay, so the situation is right now that the blue team is zoning and Zen has his ult ready. He uses it, but he doesn't quite get the kill. But even though there were 2 people shooting at him, Leon and Damba, and he was in the gourd that actually sustained, Ash enough for Zen not to kill her, he didn't die anyways. That was laughable. The damage that Damba deals is laughable, really. Now, here goes Zen again, making sure that the enemy doesn't reach his team while Terminus is dead. Of course he's gonna retreat since you don't fight off without a tank, taking the damage. They're gonna be using cover as much as possible. Look at this positioning on Viktor. He's hiding behind this corner and lobbing his stickies just, from safety. Even though he does have a lot of pockets, he still doesn't want to get damaged. He uses the ultimate just to stop the enemy from extending. That bought them some time. Even though Inara put up her wall, he didn't get any value out of that ultimate other than zoning the enemy, which was good enough. Now he uses an aggressive poppy bomb. Does he get a kill out of it? Well, Leon's dash did get him a kill. Now he's gonna use a second poppy bomb. That was a bad poppy. If Ash was alone, he would have won against her, but she wasn't alone. Finally, Buck did something this time, and happened to be Ash to do something. Inara walls off Zen and Terminus Siphon blocks off the damage, so Zen actually didn't get the counter. Terminus dies, Zen survives by using the ultimate. Okay, so they have to buy 4 seconds for Terminus to spawn. And notice how none of the enemy team except Buck is now on the left. Why is that? Like, you need overtime, but you don't need 5 people on it. Zen died trying to go and save Genos, or help him out at least. And notice how the pocket on BK is gonna be healing him. The numbers, look at the numbers. 202. 100, 148, 100, 218, 400, 334, 268. That's amazing sustain on BK specifically, because he is one of those champions that actually benefits a lot from life rip. So Corvus plus BK is a good combination. This is proof of that. Now, here's the thing about the numbers now. First off, the score, 3-2. There is a difference of only 1 point, meaning that the comeback mechanic isn't in full motion, and thus, the blue team has a higher chance of actually winning. Now, healing-wise, Damba finally managed to pass Corvus, who already has someone else healing on his own team, which is Genos. This should show you a general idea of why you should not consider Damba a champion that has 2 healing sources. Most of the time, the gourd is his self-sustain. Now, let's go ahead and see. Oh, Ashe, you went alone on the left. Why are you alone again? Why is your team leaving you alone all the time? She ults and bonks her head up against that wall. Of course, Resilience is going to be helping Zen a lot. He already has Resilience 3. He gets the kill on Ashe. He blocks off her dash at 600 damage. He gets feared, but Resilience 3 makes that useless. Completely useless. And then he has his ultimate ready. He ults. He didn't shoot or hit Leon with the ultimate, but his positioning is now very, very good to be dealing with her. He goes ahead and fights against Bok and starts poking on other champions. Vika is gonna be coming in with the ultimate. He sees the wall, he goes ahead and ults someone else. Now, his ultimate did hit Ashe, but he knew that he has to prioritize Leon. If he didn't do so, he would have been the one that died. And now he's alive and nearly on full HP. He goes ahead and switches positioning. Now, he's helping Zen with Bok. Bok, of course, retreats because you don't want to be fighting BK as Bok, not even as bulk of Bok. Now, Ashe is on the left, and they know that they have to touch. They just have to touch somehow. And Ashe dashes from all the way up there to the point, just to get the touch and stop the enemy from capturing. She puts up her shield and tries to sustain herself, but of course, she's playing like in a very bad position. She was supposed to do so right now. And then Inara is the only person on the point. Zen uses the ultimate just to reposition himself, and Leon ignores him completely and dies because she did so. Okay, and then Ashe has respawned. Is she gonna be able to touch? They have prevented her from touching. She got gripped by Genos, and here goes the emote and the victory. What a great match, right? I hope you enjoyed it.